So, hello everyone. So now we shall discuss about VPC endpoint, which is a resource within VPC where we can access the private subnet instance within S3 buckets or DynamoDB, like public services like S3 bucket or DynamoDB within a private subnet. So let's start this. And for VPC endpoint we don't need to attach any NAT gateway or such. So let's start. So first we need to launch two instances, and one in public subnet with the public IP enabled and another one in private subnet with the public IP disabled. So let's do that. An important point, we need to assign a role called S3 full access. We need to assign a role called S3 full access as we are using instance to use S3. So stay with me. So this is a public instance. We need to select Linux and the key pair, and we need to use custom VPC, and we need to use a public subnet in the first instance and auto assign IP enable, and we need to select the security group with SSH hello because we need to log into the instance to the web server. So here I have already a role called S3 full access. I had created it before. So as you can see here, I have a role which is S3 full access, as you can see here. So we can access S3 within the public subnet but not the private subnet. So that's what we are going to do now. So that's all. Launch instance in public subnet. So in the meanwhile we can launch another instance in private subnet also. So Linux private and Linux MT2 micro to free tier, the key pair, and network settings we shall select custom VPC and private subnet with auto assign IP disable and allow SSH. So we shall select GB2, and here also we need to select S3 full access. So yeah, so launch another instance. So now let's wait for a minute or two. So VPC endpoints, we can access S3 bucket within the Linux by using VPC endpoint. So let's check the security group. See, I have assigned IAM role called S3, which is S3 full access, and we have SSH hello, so outbound all traffic. So yeah, so let's connect to the instance. The PowerShell So let's copy the private key. This is closure paste the SSH. So we are in the private subnet. So now let's log into the private subnet via private IP. So let's create a private key first. So vi need.pem. So as you can see, there's nothing here. So we should first copy the private key. So here we should paste it here. So we should save and exit. WQ. So next we need to change the permission. So this is the command. So next, now we need to log in using private IP. As you can see, now we are in the private instance. So next we need to create a file. So we can say we need to create. So we are using this simply a hello text. So now in the private subnet we are going to copy this hello text and paste into that S3 bucket which we have. So let's quickly look into the bucket name we have. So we have a bucket called XSW2. So we need to paste it here. Okay, let's do that. Come on. So as you all know, this is the command for copying a file to the S3 bucket. So we need to give a bucket name here, which is xsw2. So as you can see, we are stuck here, and after few minutes it will say the text is not copied to the S3 bucket. This is because we have not enabled the VPC endpoint yet. So after enabling the VPC endpoint and giving access to private instance, we can upload this hello.txt to the xsw2 bucket using private instance. So come on, let's create a VPC endpoint now. So go to VPC and open a new tab just to make everything easier. So go to endpoint services or endpoints. So here we don't have an endpoint, as you can see, and you need to create endpoint on anything. Private endpoint, anything. So AWS services. So here we need to type S3 and we need to select S3 global access point. S3 so we need to delete this. So we need to create a US East 1 S3. So there are so many options here. So we need to select this and we need to select gateway, not interface, and we need to select custom VPC and we need to assign it to the VPC private route table. So allow access, full access. That's all we just did. We just created a tag and service category is AWS services, as we are using AWS service. So next we need to search for S3 here and we'll get a service name called Amazon AWS US East 1 S3. So we need to select that. We'll get two options, gateway or interface. We need to select gateway and we need to select a custom VPC and route tables. It will ask to which route it should be associated. So we should select custom private route table, as we need to log into the private instance. So that's all. We shall create the endpoint now. So for clarifications, I'll show you. So status is available. So if we now go to the custom VPC private route table and edit routes, so it will be automatically associated here. See, As you can see, already endpoint has been associated to the private route table. So now if we go into that and log in once again, so now we are in the private route table, and if we do this, so it's saying that upload to the upload hello txt to s3 is done. So this is the importance of Amazon VPC endpoint. So if we go into the bucket and view the bucket, as you can see, hello text has been uploaded. So yeah, this is it. This is about the VPC endpoint. So just you need to create an endpoint and select the VPC and select a policy called S3 US East 1. US East 1 is nothing but our region. So it will ask to which route it should get associated. So you need to select a private route table to get associated. So from PowerPoint you can upload any file from private instance for a good better security purpose. So this is it. So thank you for watching.